Hello, everyone. Good morning from this part of the world, and depending on what time zone you're tuning in from, I wish you a good afternoon and good evening. Happy Friday to everyone in the house as I welcome you all to our final edition of the Forex Morning Mastery for the week. Well, it's a Friday, and based on our experience in the financial market, we know that Fridays do have their own psychological peculiarities, which we are also going to be taking into account while we review the market today. On Fridays, majority of market participants tend to round off their trading activities ahead of the weekend, and this usually results into profit taking activities. And of course, we shall be looking forward to potential reversal setups where price tends to do a reversal from the prior leading price action. So we are going to be taking all of this into account while we review the current market dynamics today. Since the beginning of the week, we have been monitoring three financial instruments as always, which includes the USOILSPOT, the USDJPY, and the XAUUSD. And so far this week, we've done tremendously well across the assets. We've held some profit, significant profit on the US All Sports during the course of the week. We saw the USDJPY also still running at the moment. We had a sell position triggered on Wednesday, and currently we have two sales positions, which is currently running with over close to 200 pips thereabouts. And of course, the XAUUSD has done pretty well this week. And for those of you who have been part of this profitable journey, well done and kudos to you. Now that we delve into the final trading day of the week, what are our chances across these assets? Are we going to be taking some profit right away, or is there any possibilities for us to hold on to our existing position? So this is basically what we are going to be deliberating on today. So I encourage you all, for those of you who are fans of the US All Sports, the USDJPY, and the XAUUSD, stay tuned in as you do not want to miss out on the ideas we will be deliberating on today. And for those who are joining me for the first time, you're highly welcome on board. Very excited to have you around with us this morning. The Forex Morning Mastery is an avenue where we all come together on a three times in a week, that is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday, to look at how well the assets we are monitoring and are doing, and of course see how we can strategically position ourselves for the next move. Please note that this is not a signal service platform, but an educational avenue where we all come together to understand the market together. So I highly welcome you all on board and encourage you to actively engage in the comment section. So with that being said, here we will be diving right into the business for today. And of course, you know how we do it. Our routine is to keep tabs with the fundamental factors that will be and has been influencing the sentiment in the market so far this week. Now, talking about the economic calendar, and based on the asset we have been monitoring, we will be focusing on impactful event from both the United States and the Japanese economic docket. Now, so far this week, looking at the impactful event so far, things have not been rosy for the United States dollar. At the beginning of the week, the ISM manufacturing PMI came in way below expectations. We also saw the ADP employment change drop significantly, almost 50%, 100% of what was expected. Look at what we had here, 186,000 for the previous month. Market participants were looking forward to 140,000, but instead the actual data came in at 77,000, which is not a promising figure for the labor sector. Then I think we also have not included this. I think we also have the um, initial jobless claim count, which is obviously a weekly report from the Department of Labor. Let's look into that quickly. Let's see things together here. Okay, so yesterday we saw the initial jobless claim count coming in positive, at least, giving some sigh of relief for the labor sector. And of course, we are looking forward to another labor oriented data today. So far this week, the dollar has not been doing very well, coupled with uncertainty surrounds Trump's tariffs plan, has made the dollar continue to drop to the downside. Could the dollar be cheap enough for market participants to buy today? Well, before that, we will be anticipating a couple of high impactful events. Today, we have the average hourly earnings, which is a labor oriented data, coming up 1:30 p.m. UTC. That's about 2:30 p.m. local time. Then we also have the almighty non-farm payroll coming up simultaneously as the average hourly earnings. The non-farm payroll report is a monthly report that gives an insight into the number of jobs added in the United States in the last 30 days. And of course, it excludes the farming sector. And from what we see here, the data for the previous month, remember, came in at 143,000. And based on what is on ground right now, economists and market participants are projecting that the data will come in higher than the previous month at 160,000. So we're looking forward to see what the actual data will be. If it comes in higher, this will be it will bring positive traction in favor of the US dollar. And if it comes in lower, definitely there could be a continued nosedive for the price of the US dollar. So these are the major events we are looking forward to today, coming up simultaneously at 1:30 p.m. UTC. So we do want to be marking out the timing of this event. Now, in preparation for today's trading session and in preparation of the upcoming economic data from the United States, what structures are we going to be looking at? So we definitely know that the anticipation of such events has a way of influencing how market participants are behaving. And this behavioral pattern will be identified on the chart through chart patterns and structural details that will help us navigate this market today. Now, going into the business for today, the first asset we are going to be looking at is the US oil spot. And in fact, we've done tremendously well since the beginning of the week. Remember, we have been selling the US oil spot. We had a big move all the way from the 69.75 right down into the $65 area, capitalizing on that awesome 450 pips move. Now, for the sake of clarity and educational purposes, let's quickly run back into how the week started and what led to the decisions we made. Now, at the beginning of the week, this was what we were looking at. Though the week started on a strong bullish note, we saw price started the week around the $69.75 level, just right here. This was where price started this week, and it moved about, how many pips was that? It moved about 55 pips before we identified this resistant line at the $70.35 level. So in short, we had a range bound structure at the beginning of the week. We missed out on the first breakdown. I can remember telling us that we shall be looking forward to price coming back, retesting the structure to incite that downtrend move. And with our sell limit order at the $69.75 area, we had our first sell position for the week. Then we added another one at the breakdown of the $69 level. So we had about 2 sell positions. And remember, we had our TP target for that sell at the $67.80 area, giving us over 200 pips onto sell positions. Now, during our live session on Wednesday, we were seeing this whole scenario where price was around the $67.80 level. We saw price breakdown, retest the structure, and I think we had another opportunity to join the decline below the $67.80 area. We also added one more sell position at the breakdown of the $66.60 level. In fact, it has been quite a tremendously profitable week for us all on the USOILSPOT commodity. And for those of us who stayed faithful to our analytical approach, who capitalized on this opportunity, well done and kudos to you. Now, you must be asking, why is the oil prices dropping so significantly despite the fact that the dollar is dropping in value? You know, this is a US dollar denominated asset, and it is expected that once the dollar is dropping in value, the oil should be very, very attractive for investors to buy due to the cheaper conversion rate for the US dollar. But the case is contrary, as you can see. And why is that so? Well, I think that the current downtrend scenario we are seeing on the US oil commodity can be attributed to the much larger than expected increase in US crude oil inventory for last week. We saw about over 3.614 million barrels for last week, showing that the supply in the market was way higher than the demand. And why is the supply so high? Well, we learned at the beginning of the week that OPEC has decided to raise output for the first time since 2022. And I think there is a behind the scenes talk between Trump and the Prince of Saudi Arabia. I think they have a very good relationship. And these are one of the things that Trump wants to do, try to reduce energy costs. And of course, this will result in the reduction of inflation in the US economy. And it appears things are working in that direction. And with the decision to raise output by the OPEC Plus, definitely is going to be increasing supply and contributing to the current bearish sentiment, which I think is currently in play. Then the persistent uncertainty over US tariffs on imports from Canada, Mexico, and China continues to undermine confidence in the crude oil market. So it's more of the emergence of emotions of fear that is driving this market till this current moment. And as we head into the weekend, I am of the opinion that oil prices could be so cheap that majority of market participants could deem it fit to buy. Now, if we look at what has been going on here since the second half of the week, I have noticed that this area around the $65 level had become a support line. As you will see, sellers have found it difficult to break through. The same thing also happened yesterday. As soon as price got into the $65.50 level, we saw new buy pressure resume again. And this new buy pressure is coming on the back of a higher low. Then another structural detail that we cannot ignore is that descending trend line we spotted on the 4 hours time frame. So let me show you. This is the 4 hours time frame. Remember, we had this beautiful descending trend line marked out at the beginning of the week, and of course we acknowledge the breakout of that descending trend line last week, and we expect that price will come back, retest the trend line to continue the an uptrend scenario, which obviously is looking like that at this point in time. Now, if we look at the recent deep buying activity that has been going on through the Asian session, it could be attributed to the recent executive order from Donald Trump to exempt goods from Canada and Mexico under the USMCA offers, and this offers a brief respite from the 25% tariffs, which may help ease some immediate pressure on oil prices. And this is reflected here in the last 24 to 36 hours. Now, if the upcoming US employment report shows weaker than expected results, a softer dollar could support oil prices and send it soaring to the upside based on this current structure we are seeing here. So we've begun to notice how market participants are thinking ahead of the NFP today. So for me, what I'm seeing here is more of a potential to the upside, as the inability of sellers to break through the $75 area could be a red flag that sellers have lost the momentum. So now, how do we capitalize on this possibility as we head into today's trading session? Sincerely speaking, I have missed out on this buy opportunity. I was expected to buy around the $66.60 level. I thought I placed my buy stop order, only to find out that I actually did not execute it. And of course, as you can see, price had already broken, running with about 30 pips in profit. 30 pips from that current structure. So what I will be doing at the moment is to exercise patience to watch how price action will be reacting to the $66.60 level. I would like to see price come back, retest the structure at some point. If that happens, I will be willing to continue that uptrend move from there. So let me just place a buy limit order around the $66.50 area, just in case we have a sharp rejection of that particular point. So I will place a buy limit order right away. If you look at the trading panel at the bottom of your screen, you will see it right there. I just placed it right now. So let's see what happens if the market will come back and retest that structure. But if it doesn't, then we will continue to monitor price action, look out for uptrend continuation patterns around this area, maybe a flag pattern, pennant, whichever case it may be. Then the breakout of the structure will welcome more buying ideas. So for me, I will exercise patience. Price is far away from the structure, and I would not want to jump in front of a moving trend. So I would rather want to see price come to a bus stop, and we have a bus stop around here, retest of structure to continue the trend, or we anticipate a trend continuation pattern, maybe on the 15 minutes time frame, to join that uptrend move. So that is basically what I will be looking at today as regards buying the US crude oil commodity. Now, in as much as I am looking out for buying ideas, I'm not going to ignore the possibilities that sellers could also come into play. Remember, the driver of this market since the week began has been negative, thanks to inventory buildup, OPEC plus production increase, tariff uncertainty, and the likes. And as a result of that, the tendency that sellers could still come to play is still a possibility. Now, if we are going to be selling the US crude oil, where and at what point do we think it will be making a lot of sense to sell? Now, looking at the structure here, I think I found an ascending trend line that will be playing a significant role in guiding our trading decisions today. And you know how we use our ascending trend line. As long as price remains above them, we maintain a bullish bias. However, if this ascending trend line gets breached and broken to the downside, then I want to start considering selling. Now, if I want to sell right now, I want to look at a strong selling niche, that is a supply zone that looks promising. Now, if we look at this area, we can see how this area between the $66.60 level and the $66.40 or 35 30-cent area had been a strong selling niche, as you can see here. So I would rather want to have my entry point right below the structure. That's the $66.30 level. So we do want to be marking out that structure as we are going to be using it to consider selling potentials here. So I will place a sell stop order below that $66.30 level right away. You will see it at the bottom of your screen right now. I will place it at the bottom, sell stop order 66,286, and here we go. So let's see how the market is going to play out around this area. If it breaks down the $66.30 level, we start considering selling ideas. But if price maintains momentum above the ascending trend line, we have no other option than to look out for buying ideas. So it's a simple trading setup going into the final trading day of the week. So let's see how the market is going to be playing out. I encourage us all to mark out these on our chart, as we are going to be needing them as a reference point. And of course, if there is anything new that comes up along the way, I will definitely update us on my Telegram platform. So this is my simple view on the USOILSPOT going into today's trading session. I hope I made myself very clear, but if you have any questions or you need some further clarifications, feel free to let me know in the comment section. So with that being said, I will take about 5-10 seconds off. Let's see if there are any questions before we move on to the next asset on our watch list. Stay tuned in, guys. All right. So I saw your comment. Muhammad Ali, good morning to you from here. What time is it over there from your hand? You said they call NFP non-forgettable pain. What an acronym that is. Well, it depends from your perspective, you know. Well, we can call it, 3 a.m. Wow, you're still early in the morning. Wow, that's interesting. Good morning to you too. All right. I also see you there, Simasiku. Good morning to you, Simasiku. How are you doing? Glad to have you around with us this morning. All right. So with that being said, I guess we are all on the same page, right? And I can move right into the next assets on our watch list. And please do not forget to give that video a thumbs up. Thank you very much, guys, as you do so. Oh, I'm so sorry about this. I just saw the comments right now that there is no sound. I am so sorry. So where did I lost, guys? Was it at the beginning of the USDJPY or where was that? Oh my goodness. So please let me know where the last thing you heard me say, and if there's going to be need for me to repeat all I have said. Okay. So I would love to hear your comments, hear from you. Simasiku Farouk Olamide, yeah, right before the short break. Oh, so I have to start all over again then. Okay, so like I was saying here, I said that we have been selling the USDJPY since the beginning of the week. So sorry about that. So I said we have been selling the USDJPY since the beginning of the week. We had, though the week never started on a positive note for us. Initially, we had a buy position triggered, and that moved about 25 pips before we were taken out in a loss on that one, and then we were opportune to join this bearish move at the breakdown of the 150.250, and we had our TP target at the demand zone, remember, around the 149 area with about 170 pips. And during our live session on Wednesday, I executed a a sell position live here around the 149.500, which is currently running and active at this point. If you look at the bottom of your screen, you will see that the two USDJPY trades are still running with approximately 200 pips in profit. So we had the first sell on Wednesday here, then we had the second sell right below the 148.6, as you can see right in the trading panel at the bottom of your screen, and both positions are still running in profit. And the strength in the Japanese yen has been attributed to hawkish Bank of Japan's expectation and the narrowing rate differential between the Japanese government bond yield and the US bond yield, as well as continue to favor the yen. Then the uncertainty surrounding the US trade policies and a weaker overall sentiment in the US equities are enhancing the yen status as a safe haven asset in the meantime. So the path of least resistance for the USDJPY remains to the downside. However, it is important that we take some precautionary measures as we head into the final trading day of the week. We could see some huge traction in favor of the US dollar today as market participants round off their trading activities, and of course the NFP could come in positive, giving the US dollar some traction. So as a result of that, I did mention that we move all stop losses to secure the current sell position. And for me, I place my stop losses right now at the 148.184, somewhere right above this descending trend line, giving enough breathing space for price action to move around. So I encourage everyone to move their stop losses, secure these current sell positions while we monitor how price action will react around this 147.400 area. Then I went on to say here that I'm beginning to notice some level of uncertainty in this market as there are mixed signals regarding Trump's trade policies, including the recent U-turn on tariffs. Was it not yesterday morning he mentioned that he has reversed the tariff on Mexico and Canada? I think this was following the discussion he had with the president of Mexico and Canada. And this U-turn may weigh on investors' sentiments towards the US dollar. So it is very important we move all stop losses, secure the positions while we monitor how price reacts to this particular structure. And of course, if you look at what has been going on here in the last 15 hours, you can see the market has been indecisive as price is confined within a range bound structure, further emphasizing the prevailing uncertainty at this point in time. Now with investors divided over the timing of potential rate cuts from the Feds, They are anticipating a possible cut in June and again in September. Now, the uncertainty is contributing to a cautious stance on the US dollar. So I would advise us move all stop losses. Let's see how the market reacts to this particular structure. And like I did say, I still maintain a strong bearish idea on this one, as I will be waiting for price to break down and retest of structure for me to consider adding more sell positions to this trade. I doubt if this will take effect today, but if it does, a breakdown retest for confirmation's sake will be a nice idea to add more sell positions to our existing trade. However, in as much as we maintain this bearish bias, the US dollar, though, is languishing near a multi-month low amidst growing bets that the Federal Reserve will resume cutting rates later this year. There is still the possibilities that price of the US dollar could rise. Now, one thing I'm saying here is the possibility that majority may find the US dollar cheap enough at this point in time. If they find it cheap, and considering the fact that we are on the last trading day of the week, we could see buying ideas come in or deep buying activities come into play. Hence, we want to keep our options open and open ourselves to the possibilities that buyers can also come into play. Now, where and how do we intend to buy? Now, this is where this descending trend line comes into play. Remember, we talked about this descending trend line at the beginning of the week and how it had played a significant role in the bearish momentum we saw on the USDJPY since the beginning of the year. And if we want to consider buying the USDJPY, we will need price to break above the descending trend line before considering buying. And not only break above that structure, we want to see confirmations like a retest of structure before jumping into a buy, because the breakout could turn out to be a false breakout. That's very important for us to note. So we'll need retest of structure, continue buy pressure above the trend line to give us a confirmation that sellers may have lost the momentum. So as a result of that, I had a level here at the 148.00 area where I will be looking to buy if price action breaks out and retest that particular structure. So our center of focus for the USDJPY for today is basically between the 148.00 and the 147.400 area, where depending on the direction of the breakout retest will give us an idea of where price action is likely going to go for today. So I'm sorry about the no sound situation, but I hope I was able to make myself very clear. If you have any questions or you need some further clarifications, feel free to let me know in the comment section. So I will take another 5-10 seconds off. Let's see if there are any questions, and don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. We have about 6-7 people on board right now, and we only have 1 like, so please let's make the like tally with the number of people on board. The more likes we have, the better the algorithm push the video to a wider audience of traders, helping this community to grow as well. And thank you very much as you do so. So see you in about 5-10 seconds while we wait for your inquiries. all right. So, in the absence of no questions, I guess we are all on the same page. Trust you've marked out the structures accordingly on your chart. We are going to be needing them to navigate this market today. The descending trend line is going to be a major yardstick to help us navigate this market. As long as price remains below that descending trend line, we maintain a strong bearish bias, but a breakout retest will definitely change the scope of this market. So let's see how the market will play out. I wish us all the best of luck going into today's trading session. So with that said here, let's move right into the final assets on our watch list for this week. The final asset we are looking at this morning is my favorite amongst them all, and that is the XAUUSD, popularly known as the gold spot. And what a week we have here. We saw price hit the 2,925 level, and since Tuesday's trading session, we have seen how buyers have been finding it difficult to break through that particular area. So it was all of buying for us through the course of the week. I think this was what gave me most of the profit I made this week. We bought at the 2,687. Remember, at the beginning of the week, we bought at the 2,877. Then we added another one at the 2,880 and a final one at the 2,892 to maximize the potential of that bullish move. And this is thanks to Fed rate cut expectations and safe haven demands amidst this trade uncertainty. Now, will this momentum continue? Well, we don't know yet. And considering today being the final trading day of the week, what are the chances that both buyers and sellers have? I think we also had a structure here on Wednesday, which we said we will be using. I think, okay, this is it right here. Though that trade on Wednesday did not do very well, market was a little bit choppy for most of Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and this morning. That is why I had a very massive loss on the XAUUSD as at this morning, but it appears that it is recouping back again. Price coming closer back to the 2,925, helping me to maintain the profit I had made so far. And once again, for those of us who capitalized on these opportunities, well done and kudos to you. Now, the way things are going right now, I'm beginning to notice a choppy market scenario where the 2,925 level has seen continuous selling pressure since Tuesday's trading session. And this could be attributed to upcoming U.S. employment data, that is the much anticipated non-farm payroll report, which obviously has introduced uncertainty into this market, as its outcome could shift the US dollar market dynamic and lead to volatility in gold prices. So as a result, I think majority of market participants are stepping aside, waiting for the outcome of this event before making any aggressive bets. Now, despite the recent gains, I still think that gold remains supportive, though it's confined in a multi-day range bound structure that is between the 2,925 and the $2,910 area, as traders await the crucial US monthly employment data. So what is going to be the chances that both buyers and sellers have today as everyone anticipates this event? Now, for those of you who are with me on both my Telegram and TradingView platform, you must have seen my update this morning. And this is what I was looking at here. So I had this trend line which supported the, though price has been choppy, but I noticed that this trend line here gave me a solid support ground. As you can see, sellers found it difficult to break through, and now we have a higher low which further supports an uptrend move. And by the time I updated us with this chart, I missed out on this bullish move here. So I was looking forward to see price come back, retest the structure to continue the uptrend scenario, which is yet to happen actually. So the setup I see here on the 15 minutes time frame is going to be playing a significant role in guiding our trading decisions today. So I want to see, so I have a trend line here. Let me extend it out a little further. So we have a beautiful trend line here, and I have already placed an alert on that trend line. That is, if price comes into the trend line, I want to get notified, looking forward to buying ideas to continue the uptrend move. So that is basically what I'm looking forward to at this particular juncture. So I just hope that price will come to retest that structure to help us continue the uptrend move. And for those of us who probably took advantage of this setup, well done and kudos to you. So just move your stop losses anywhere between the 2,920 and the 2,918. It's looking promising at this point. Now, with the way things are, we have this is the barrier here, the 2,923. We can see that this level has been a barrier for buyers since the beginning of the week. So we have the $2,923 level. So for me, a breakout retest of this area will welcome more buying ideas. So we can see the last 1 hour price has been consolidating there, and we could probably see a bullish continuation pattern, maybe in the form of a flag pattern or pennant, whichever case it may be, where the breakout retest of the 2,923 will welcome more buying ideas. So what I will do now is place another buy stop order above the 2,923. I can afford to risk a position above that area, so let me just place it right away so you can see it at the bottom of your screen. I just placed a buy stop order above that particular level. Let's see how far this momentum will go. Stop loss will be somewhere around this area, 2,920 ish. Is looking good for my stop loss on that buy position. That's about 30 pips thereabout, which is quite reasonable. And my TP target will be around the 2,930. I think that's about how many pips. Let's do 2,935. 2,935. So that's what I'm looking at here. So I still strongly maintain a bullish bias on the XAUUSD based on the recent deep buying activities. We've seen how gold attracted buyers after the dip into the 2,900, and then the growing bets on multiple Fed rate cuts in 2025 amid slowing U.S. economic growth. The US dollar is still very weak at this point. So all of this for me is still a strong motivation for price to continue to the upside. However, I told us all that we shall maintain some cautious approach due to the upcoming US employment data, which could change or shift the dynamic of the US dollar market. So we keep that in mind. Now, if we are going to consider selling the USD, the XAUUSD, where do we think that selling is much more reasonable? Well, this trend line here is going to be playing a significant role today. If price maintains momentum above the trend line, we maintain our bullish bias. But if this trend line gets breached, broken to the downside, then we want to start considering selling. But I will definitely update us on my TradingView and Telegram platform of what price level is suitable to join a bearish move. I have a sell stop order here at the 2,000, below the 2,909, but before that we could sell before that price break down that structure, hereby maximizing the potential of the bearish move. So there you have it, my simple analysis and view into the XAUUSD today. I hope I made myself very clear. If you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to let me know in the comment section. I can see, guys, we are yet to click on that like button. Please do. Right now, it doesn't cost us anything. This is the cheapest way you can actually support this community to grow, and thank you very much as you do so. So I will take the next 5-10 seconds off. Let's see if there are any questions before we go ahead to round off on today's Forex Money Mastery. All right, you are very much welcome, Mohammed Ali. I'm very glad to have you join us today. I wish you the best of luck today too as well. And all right, I guess we are all on the same page. I think no comments. So in that notes, I think we have come to the end of today's Forex Money Mastery. It has been a great moment with you guys. It has been a great week. We've done very, very well this week. At a point, I hit the $1,300 with this account, but unfortunately, some losses came in back to 1,208 something, I guess. Yes, 1,290 right now, and hopefully we will hit the 1,300 before the end of the month of March, and we'll continue to march on like that through the course of the year. We started the year with $1,000, right? And fortunately for us, we've been able to build about 290 in about how many weeks is that? I think 10 weeks. We've built 290, which is not bad at all. And I just hope that we can make above 1,300 before the end of the month. It has been a great week, great moment with you guys. I really appreciate your support so far. And we took on the three assets today: the USOILSPOT, the USDJPY, and the XAUUSD. For those of you who missed out on the earlier assets we took, you can rewatch. You can watch the replay after the end of the session to catch up with what we talked about in this market. So I do want to wish us all the best of luck today, and always remember, every decision we make in the market is more or less an educated guess until price action hits your TP target. And with this understanding in mind, let's ensure we have a well-defined risk management strategy in place. So I wish us all the best. Simasiku, I see you. Do have a wonderful weekend too as well. Thank you very much. And I wish us all the best of luck. Trade smart, trade consciously, and do have a wonderful evening and a wonderful weekend. Bye.